drafting stages. We had the chair of the chair of the Department for Trade, Tourism and Cooperatives at the County Assembly of Kilifi, and even the members of Parliament who are sitting in the Tourism and Cooperative Committee in the County Assembly will join us in this process so that it have their blessings going forward. So action plan towards finalization of the bill and enactment of the act. One was done by July, and then we had a cabinet memo which I, the chief officer, prepared, and that was done on the first week of August. As we speak now, our bill is ready for presentation to the cabinet, for onward presentation to the county assembly. Key success factors into bracket strategies. Legal reforms. Priority issue was in ensuring that our bill is in line with our CIDP for 2022 for 2027, and as well in line with our ADPs for 2020. This house, I think I already acknowledged them. Political goodwill. Our bill was in line with the governor's manifesto, the agenda to scale up and straighten up cooperatives. Support from global communities. ECM member strengthened relationship through consultative visits and courtesy call. Stakeholder engagements at all levels to create buy-in and process ownership, technical staff, legal team, MCA, and the public were all involved. And I'd like to let you know that you can see even the office of the county at Kilifi County had given us the blessings. Building effective relations with the partners, which I think we've been doing. Budget for legislative reforms activities, committed cooperative director staff. I think those who are here, Mwasi and Amos, can agree that, and even the global communities team, that it was not a holiday camp when we were doing this process. We used to live at night most of the time, and we used even to stay without eating lunch. So it was really a commitment for our members. Global communities. Some of us are not used to that weather, and then you're supposed to live there as late as 8. I think I give applaud to my staff for their commitment, and also thank Global Communities team for the role they played in seeing us through. Hey. Thank you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Bwana George Katamu, and also thank you for being an excellent participant during the course. We've got 2 more presentations, and the good news is after the 2 presentations, we will be done for the day. We've agreed with the rest of the team. We'll take the presentations today, and then we'll get the reactions tomorrow from the team, from the counties, as well as a professor who was with us earlier from the Cooperative University of Kenya. So next, County, Bwana Frederick Koske, karibu sana. And I don't know if we have a representative from Narok who would be the 3rd one. Nyeri, I think, had presented earlier. So karibu in the meantime, Bomet County, Bwana Frederick, good to have you here.
Thank you so much, Martin Baya. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm presenting on behalf of Bomet County. I'm Frederick Koske, Assistant Director with the Department of Cooperatives and Marketing. And also I'm presenting because our Chief Officer and also our CEC was held up in some other activities, so they were not able to come. But herein we have our 2 officers, Mr. Paul Langat, and also Joseph Ngeno. So I know I decided to present the staircase or the ladder to show that Bomet County is heading towards finalization of the cooperative policy, that is Bomet County cooperative policy, and also the bill. Although it was highlighted before by my friend Bobby Mkangi, that there are some issues, especially to deal with the, it's like the counties is ahead of the national government in the policy process and also the bill. So although we are heading somewhere, we are not yet there. So maybe on highlights, Bomet County, maybe the second slide. Bomet County has over 740 registered cooperative societies, but we have 211 who are active, with a total of share capital of 200 million, turnover of 15 billion, and also a total asset base of around 12 billion. We have supported cooperatives, especially to deal with issues of value addition, aggregation, the dairy cooperatives, because Bomet County is one of the best dairy producers. It produces around 400 million liters per annum. And then we have 42 dedicated staff led by the CEC, chief officer, and other technical staff. So I'm part of the staff, and also I'm the technical lead in terms of the policy and also the bill as a liaison officer with global communities. So the current policy framework in Bomet is that we have had the existence of Bomet County Cooperative Policy, which we did in 2015, and it was approved assembly. Although it had its own challenges, we also have maybe with us what we call the Bomet County Enterprise Development Fund, which we developed as a department that was to guide on cooperatives, attendant. We have, I think we have highlighted that there is approved national policy. There is also the model county cooperative policy, bill, and legislation, which will come later. And for Bomet case, we have submitted the Bomet County Cooperative Policy and Bill for approval with the cabinet, and it was approved in August, and it was transmitted to the county assembly for approval. And we are planning to have an engagement with the assembly in the first week of October. Next. Maybe I want to highlight some of the challenges, although my friend Bobby Mkangi highlighted, so I don't want maybe Dr. Mbaya to say that I copied the exam. I know when you mark me, you will mark me that I'm right. So, because most of the challenges which is highlighted were addressed by Bobby. When we were engaging with the global communities, that was during the COVID period, there was slowness in how we were dealing with the cooperative policy because there was lockdown, so we were not able to do much. Also, we highlight that there is an policy or legal reform or legislation takes a lot of time. That is why you find that the national government, it has been coming forward and back because of the process, which has been tedious, and also you have to consult so many stakeholders. You have to, in the constitution, that you have to engage all the stakeholders in an open. You are not able to do the drafting because it is a very costly process. So we want to appreciate the work that is done by global communities because it assisted us a lot. Although we know that in counties, allocation to the cooperative department is very low because even my colleagues which spoke earlier alluded that when you want to slash any budget, you go for the cooperative department. There is also an issue with the unclear roles. But I'm happy to say that during the consultative meetings with the COG, which was held in Nakuru, to clear some of the time back before the elections, although we had to push for some time because of the election which was nearing, some of that are up to the time when the new government come in place. Next. So in some of the strategies which worked for us very well in Bomet County is that we have a fully pledged Department of Cooperatives and Marketing. In 2020, through Gazette notice, the governor created a department headed by the headed by CEC with CEO and the technical staff. Also in Bomet County, cooperatives is regarded highly as a best way to do economic transformation. That is why you see that the budgetary allocation for the last 4 or 5 years, it is around 350 million, which we have also worked with other partners to increase. We have several partners, including the global communities, World Vision, Red Cross, and the others, the national government, African Development Bank, World Bank, and such like, which supports cooperative enterprises in their development agenda. Through also participation in the survey, I think you are one of the counties which participated in the survey that was done in 2020, was it 2021 or 2020? We were part of the team, and where we noted our gaps, especially in the policy formulation process, which helped us a lot. There is also the issue of intergovernmental policy dialogue, which and sensitization sessions, which also improved, or now we will deal with our legislative process and policy reforms. One of the key facts also that worked for us is the drafting workshop, which we held in Rio with the help of global communities. We have our legal expert, Modoni, and also there was Martin. That some of the issues which were at least it had some challenges. And that is where we ironed out with the cabinet, was approved in a record time. There is also capacity building. I want to single out the support which Strathmore did on PPMP, that is on policy making process. Our CEC and also my former director, that is Daisy, who is with the Office of the President, were engaged with the leadership training that was provided by Cooperative University, which at least improved, or now we do the legislation. We also have a strong partnership engagement. That is why, as a liaison officer, I keep on calling Olga all the times and other stakeholders so that we move forward. That is why we were able to champion on our drafting, and we are ahead of so many other counties, even the national government. We also, through the negotiation skills which we were imparted during the PPMP, we were able to lobby and also do advocacy. We have done several caucuses with the MCA Technical Committee, and that worked very well, because after we did a caucus, an informal one, they told us just bring the policy and also the drafts and we will pass it. So we are assured that there will be no major amendments which will be done. We also have support from the leadership, that is the cabinet and the county assembly. Leadership to our governor, the CECs, they support the cooperative policy reforms and also the bill. One of the other highlight is on performance contracting. Part of the requirements is to the CEC is to develop some policies and also legal legislation, legal frameworks. So as part of the key performance indicator, if you don't do a policy, it means your score will be very low, and maybe the governor or may take action against you or move you to maybe another department or something like that. And then some of the recommendations, I think this one we need to fast track, especially on the issue of national policy, the approval by the National Assembly, Senate, and the relevant authorities, the issue of Cooperative Act. We are currently working with the Cooperative Societies Act, CAF 490, which is not aligned to the current constitution. I know if somebody can go to court, it is a challenge, because I think there were some timelines whereby some of the and also clarification of some of the roles was to be done. Especially when we were transiting, I think the transition authority could have done some things on that. That is why we urge the Council of Governors to take up the issue. And then the other issue, I know the funding from the global communities is coming to an end, but we need to engage with the Council of Governors so that it can strengthen the technical committee on how to develop some of these policies, especially to the respective counties, so that we can have maybe several forums which can address some of the issues which we have. Going forward also, that is the work of the Council of Governors to guide, especially on some of the agreed issues, together with the State Department of Cooperatives. The other issue is stakeholder engagement to finalize on county policies and legislation, together also with the national government. We have heard that Marube told us he has engaged with the Senate, with the county, with the Parliament on some of these issues, which will move us forward. So unless there is any question, I beg to end there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bwana Koske, both for those perspectives from the county and also your reflections on the course. Finally, we have Narok. The team from Narok is new. I believe didn't take part in the course, but I still wanted to offer them an opportunity to give their greetings. So to the podium and give your greetings. And then I'll request a representative from the Council of Governors after that to help us with the wrap-up. But let's start with Narok County. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Members, good evening. I'd like to say first, we could not make it a presentation. There was a circumstance which had not given us to present. But all in all the officers that we came together with them, please can you stand up that we can be seen in the hall? Is William Kinyaruko, Assistant Cooperative Officer, Martin, a Sub-County Cooperative Officer, the two ladies, Nosim Brenda, Assistant Cooperative Officer, Assistant Cooperative Officer. And our CEO and the CC might join us today or possibly tomorrow. So they will be here tomorrow. And then it is our belief that they will be here tomorrow. So we are very happy to be here with you. And Olga, I believe you have worked with the team that were there before, and we liked all what you have done to us. In fact, you have given us a very big support, because the bill was drafted, and possibly you know how it went. And then what was there was only waiting for the parliament, the bill to go through in parliament, so that some amendment to be made, because everything was written down, and then with your help. So we believe when the bill in parliament goes through, we'll also do amendment with our bill for Narok County. Thank you. May God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll request a representative of the Council of Governors to come and do a wrap-up for us. I have received some requests regarding the content, so I noticed many of you are taking photos of the different slides. Rest assured, you'll get copies of all the presentations from today. There's a set of PDFs that have been put together. We're going to have a QR code that you can take a photo of, and it'll give you a link, and at that link there's a folder with all the material. If you need it on email, I believe we have your email addresses. We'll coordinate with the team to make sure. So anything that has been presented, you have access. All the material and content today that was presented was also recorded on a YouTube link. So if you missed anything today, you can always go back and watch on YouTube, and you'll be able to catch whatever you missed. Or the QR code, Olga, you can show there's that document all the way to my right. Olga is showing you a document. On the back page, on the bottom left, there's a QR code. So using whatever app, we have gone digital. We are digitizing our learning. If you just use your phone, either Chrome or whichever browser, and take a photo of that, not a photo, but if you use your QR code reader, it'll give you a link. And on that link, you can get all the content. Yes, I see many of you with the document. So if you look at the back page, on the bottom right, there is the QR code. Yes, that one. So if you use your QR code reader, all the material from today and tomorrow is available there. Thank you for that guidance. Olga, do we have, oh yeah, Karibu, it's Mokami? Yeah. Karibu sana Mokami, a pleasure to have you with us here. You will be our last speaker of the day, and I believe you'll do in helping us wrap up the discussions. Over to you, Mokami.
Thank you, Martin. A clap for Martin. A clap. You know, Kenyans, I think we went wrong somewhere with our education system. I said a clap, moja. Another clap. Thank you. At least now I know you're awake. Good afternoon, good evening. I did not have the opportunity to be here in the morning when introduction. My apologies for that. My name is Mokami Kebara. I work at the Council of Governors as a senior legal officer. I have been there for the last 6 years, so for those of us who've been around for that long, I'm sure this is not a very strange face. I have also benefited from this program, the PPMP program. I have also been part of the cooperatives movement, both in line with my work and also outside of work due to interests, just to understand the sector, sorry. So I'm not very sure how I'm supposed to wrap up this session. However, looking at our programs, when you look at page 6 of our program, there's the objectives of this learning forum. And I just want to get a quick feeling in the room of how we feel about today's sessions. The second one was to provide an opportunity for counties to share their best practices, lessons, and experiences. We have had Nyeri speak, we have had Bomet speak, we have had Narok speak, and Kilifi, sorry. Do we feel like we have learned something today? Is anyone willing to share just one thing they have learned today? Anybody? Anybody in the room? Just one thing. I don't think that's a very difficult assignment. I'll tell you my one as you search deep within yourselves to share one thing. When Kendi was speaking and she spoke about, I've acknowledged you, and she spoke about the politicking. I found that very interesting. I was part of the team that was developing the cooperatives bill, and I remember at some point we were discussing the age bracket for where a person can be a chair or a committee member of a cooperative. And I'm a lawyer. That's my background. So lawyers, we handle facts. The fact is, in Kenya, retirement age is 65. So me and my legal self tell people, but 65 is when we should retire. Modoni and Pam and Olga looking at me because they were part of that fight. And a young mzee, just asked me one question. Mukami, you want me to retire from my work and just stay at home and not do anything? I'm like, no, but by the time you're retiring, I'm hoping that there are plans. He told me, no, cooperatives ni yetu sisi wazee na tutaka. So when Kendi was talking about politicking, I felt that deep in my heart, because then I had to calm down and have conversations around, okay, we can leave that particular section open and not have an age cap to it. I want to stop there. You had something you had learned. I don't know if there's anyone who can help us with the mic. Fantastic. He has learned that the bill is complete and is waiting for to be introduced in cabinet for cabinet approval. Any other lesson we have learned today? Let's see. Is Mombasa County present? No, thank you. Mombasa County? Is Meru County present? Nyandarua? I'm just picking counties from the top of my mind. Kericho? Okay. Which county is present? Yes.
There's one here. I'll just pass the microphone around.
One thing that I learned is looking at the cooperative issues with a gender lens.
Oh, good. Looking at the cooperative issues with the gender.
There's another one back there. Let me take them the microphone.
I just came to learn that Kilifi County Cooperative Bill is almost at the final stages. It's just waiting to be debated in their cabinet, in their parliament. Thank you.
Fantastic. I think Kilifi deserves a clap.
Good evening. We learned that, we have been saying that cooperative are somehow government based, but now we learned that the cooperative belongs to the members who registered it. And they should be, the role of the government is just to create a good environment for them to operate.
Good. Yes, that is very true. Yes.
Yes, I learned also from Professor Kamau Pasoda, should not be members of NATO.
And NATO standing for?
No action, talk only.
Thank you, Busia County. I just learned that the PPMP course is now domiciled here at Strathmore, and those who missed the global community-sponsored course can come here and do the course.
Yeah, from my part, I learned that the legislative process is not for the faint-hearted. We have to be very deliberate in it. Thank you.
That is true. Anyone else would like to share?
I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, I was very much inspired by Professor Da Silva, about the action parts, that in line with the theme, policy to action. So a lot more needs to be done in the action part, even as we proceed. Thank you.
Pamela over there from Global Communities, but before that, there's someone else here.
Yeah, we learned that we can engage our youths in a more productive way in the workers' cooperatives.
Thank you. Pamela on that side. How many more? Or we still continue?
We can do 2, but I like the momentum.
Thank you, Martin. I also learned the importance of advocacy and lobbying. When you have the right people involved, then your success is guaranteed.
I think we can wrap it up. That was a good...
A good one. There's one, I'll just get you that last one.
All right.
At the back, and then we'll wrap up.
Good evening. I learned from the Economic Transformation Council, that's the agenda of the presidency office, that the CAIP actually meant to be operated and operational by the cooperative movement and not just any other private sector. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. A clap for yourselves. I am glad you are paying attention. I think that's a good place to stop. Before I leave, I would like us to clap for Global Communities for bringing us together today. Again, people, I just finished telling you, 844 system is probably what confused us. One clap for Strathmore School. Thank you. One clap for COG. Thank you. I will leave it at that. I have another session tomorrow on synthesizing the lessons learned, but to give us one challenge. I see in the room that the bracket between 18 to 35 is not that the people in that bracket are not that many. How many of us are between 18 and 35? Okay, almost half the room, that's a good one. I would like to challenge us who are in that bracket to think about other ways in which we can bring our peers, our age mates to the cooperative sector. It's a fantastic movement that I believe we can all benefit in. And as we are thinking about that, even to those who are in the 35 and above bracket, how can we expand this conversation and bring the youth on board? I will leave you with that challenge for today. I will pick it up tomorrow at around noon, and we'll see what ideas will come from here. There is a cocktail after this, right at the tent where we were having lunch. You're all welcome, courtesy of Strathmore and Global Communities. Karibuni sana and asanteni sana.
Thank you very, very much, Mokami. So Strathmore has a cocktail for you. Global Communities has a networking baraza for you. So we have both a cocktail and a networking baraza. You get to choose. So thank you very much. Let's plan to be here tomorrow. If we can kick off exactly at 9, I think we covered most of the content. We've run over by about 15 minutes. And tomorrow we'll start with a recap panel where we'll have professor from the Cooperative University of Kenya, and then we have one other panel, and I think most of the other sessions are feedback. All the best, enjoy your evening. It was our pleasure to host you at Strathmore on day 1. Let's see you tomorrow. Have a good day. For those who are following us online, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Good evening.
Chipukizi Voice of Drama Cooperative is a service-based cooperative existing at the Cooperative University of Kenya and consisting of the students and alumni.
Chipukizi has a leadership structure and we have 7 management board members where we have 5 executive and the other 3 that constitute the board. We also have a supervisory that constitutes 3 members.
Our key role as members, first of all, is to abide by the bylaws of the cooperative, pay the share capital, then contribute.
So for the major decisions, of course, we involve our members. And that happens during the AGM and the special general meetings.
As a Waka Cooperative Society, we are doing stage plays, we are doing dramas.
And also we do a bit of campaigns, mobilizations, and marketing. CLEAR program has really impacted Chipukizi Waka Cooperative. They came in during our registration process and they assisted a lot in terms of the protocols followed to register. Secondly, they have really impacted us in terms of capacity building and education.
CLEAR program has taken us through art and drama training, has taken us through entrepreneurship training, it has taken us through financial literacy.
The key challenge that we had before we formed a cooperative is that we were just a local group. We were unable to approach an organization and tell them who we are. So it was just a small group existing at the university.
And now we are a cooperative, your hope has been enlarged. People trust us now because we are legalized. I wasn't really confident with myself. I was shy, kind of. I was more of being into myself. I was an introvert. I wasn't open to people. But I was given that space to be the confident, the power leader that I am now.
Financially, some of us were unable even to cater for our basic needs, like food, transport expenses, rent.
In the service industry, you find that majority of youth get wages which are below the market rate. And with the Waka Cooperative business model, these youth are able to get access to competitive rates in the industry and also decent work environment where by virtue of being employees, they are also owners of the business enterprise.
It will be the best opportunity for young people to come together. You put together your skills and your energies, and then you sell out. Remember, if you're in a Waka Cooperative, you increase your bargaining.
For the welfare of our community, for the welfare of ourselves. When the youth get empowered, the community goes.
And I am just happy, I'm just overwhelmed because this is who I am, and Chipukizi Waka Cooperative have made me to be this kind of a person. So big up to Chipukizi Waka Cooperative.
Kama enterprise na ilianza tu na watu wawili ambaye ni mimi Roger na treasurer wetu na Kanjo. Walipoenda kuna takataka zilibaki, ndio tukasema wacha tuchukue mkokoteni tuanze kuibeba. Wateja wakaanza kutuita, mnaweza tubebea hii gunia, mnaweza tubebea. Tukaona kwa hivyo hii